Ladies and gents, hello and welcome to ROG Pulse, the weekly show where we dive into all things tech and gaming. My name is Jake Kalinsky, and Whitson, what is good, my friend? How you been?
I've been good. How you doing, man?
Not too bad, not too bad. I'll be honest, stomach ache, that's murdering me right now, but I will...
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't know why. It's not a normal thing for me. I made pizza last night, and I had pizza leftovers, and then I felt terrible immediately after. So clearly
Egg
the
pizza?
You must have been secret eggs that I put in the food I made. Yeah, that must have been it. But you know, pizza is always worth the pain, even if it happens.
My stomach feels good, but my wrist hurts. I've been like marathon gaming the past few days, working and I blew through God of War for the second time.
I'm like, I don't want to jinx it, but like, I don't get wrist pain from gaming ever, and my wife is like, doesn't get it because I obviously play a ton of video games. But
Yeah.
I was kneading that pizza dough yesterday, and I was like, oh, my wrist is killing me. So it's weird.
It only happens to me sometimes, and only if I play like too many hours in a day, I think, then it'll be like, what the frick? But yeah, normally I'm okay. But it was worth it. God of War, still amazing the second time through.
Yeah, we're debating
and even better on PC. Holy moly.
I know. I'm actually like contemplating on turning my old system into a home theater PC and then replaying the first one before playing Ragnarok, but it's like that's a lot of hours. That's a lot of hours to put into.
So gaming. I didn't want to like I was a little bit worried that I wasn't going to finish by the time I went out of town for Christmas.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you, I put it on easy mode and just blew through the story. Didn't do any other quests, didn't do like go through any gear, anything like that. I just wanted to watch the God of War movie, basically. And I wanted to do it in a fast amount of time. And I don't actually know how long it took me. I should check Steam. I think it was like 15 hours.
That's not that bad. And when you consider
it's not bad
that, like,
at all.
Yeah, because I spent a lot of time, like I almost 100%ed God of War when I first played it, just because I was like so enthralled by that world.
There's a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, I wanted to explore each and every little bit there was to find, and I'm sure I'll do the same with Ragnarok. But
yeah, 14 hours. And yeah, I did the first time I played it, I did a ton of side quests, and like you know, if you want to beat it on like the higher difficulties, you got to like hunt down good gear and like fight some of those optional bosses to get good crafting supplies and stuff like that. This time I was like, no, I just want to like blow through it. And it was awesome.
Yeah, totally worth it. Totally worth it. Today we are talking about obviously all your tech and gaming news, but also we're going to be talking about our favorite products of the year. This is maybe my favorite.
Milky Ice has already made his list in chat.
Yeah, and we've already seen a few people talk about the Evangelion edition 3090. Somebody mentioned. I mean, obviously, Evangelion series was really cool. We had a few different product collabs: Demon Slayer, Evangelion, Gundam. I think were all this past year, which is really crazy.
Gundam was last year.
Was it last year? Okay, I know it was like near, probably towards the end.
It was right after I started here.
Okay. But still, a lot of cool collaborations we've seen. And I hope we see more stuff like that in the future, but we're going to be talking about 2022 today. We do have, however, some news of new products being revealed, or at least a new product.
Yeah, I didn't know we were teasing this actually. This is sick.
That's the end of the video. What? Hello?
Wow. That was it. Good job, guys.
Go me.
If you guys have not seen this on YouTube, this was a surprise product teaser. 27-inch 1440p.
Nothing new about that. OLED. Yeah.
I'm so pumped. 240 freaking hertz.
I've never even heard of an OLED that goes up to 240 hertz. Like
this is our first one. Like it's total game changer. I'm so excited. I mean, obviously last year's like 42-inch OLEDs were incredible. It's one of the things that I'm sure will come up in our discussion today.
Yeah.
But for people who want something a bit smaller, like this is, I think, going to be a little bit more, 240 hertz, 27 inches. That's a bit more like esports oriented. I know a bunch of other details about this monitor, but I don't think I can reveal anything else yet. But you guys know most of what you need to. It's going to be friggin' insane.
I still need a PG42 UQ. Me too, man. Me too. I'm actually hopefully going to be getting one to show off on stream. The idea was December. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see.
At this point, just go straight to this one. Actually, I have no idea when this one's coming out. So.
that's a hard thing because I just went from 27 back to 32 inches, and I really am kind of
32
like
inches is,
team 32 for my primary display. Feels really good, but
but for more competitive stuff,
OLED 27 inch 240 hertz, that's really
200.
that's really compelling. Like that's like, so I'm gonna put in a request for one of those samples regardless of whether or not it's like what I aim for as my like long-term display is to be determined. I need to show that off and check out
Yes,
the
you do.
HDR on it and see what I mean, because that is the best of both worlds. We talk about,
It is.
OLEDs being incredible for specifically like single player, really vibrant, games like God of War, where you're gonna have
Yeah.
where the HDR and Elden Ring, the HDR is gonna make that game pop and like look incredible in HDR. But then you unlock that with high refresh rate, and
And
it,
not just high refresh rate, but 240 hertz with the insanely fast response times of an OLED is gonna just be like that's like the fastest monitor in existence. That's just
problem,
gonna be insane.
yeah, yeah. So
So
suddenly,
yeah,
yeah.
there's no motion blur to be had on an OLED running at 240 hertz. It's gonna be
Hmm.
smooth as butter. So yeah, I'm
Exciting
pretty
stuff.
excited.
Who knows when that'll be on the shelves? But we just unveil our new 27 inch,
We didn't
240
even we
hertz
didn't even
OLED.
really unveil it. We're just teasing it. There are a lot more
Well,
details about the specs that we will be
that's true.
revealing at a somewhat later
No,
date.
pricing is not
Um,
out. No,
no,
it's
no.
gonna be a little while.
This is just to whet the appetite, just to get you guys excited and let you know, hey, we got stuff coming. We're working on things.
Oh, we
Get
are.
pumped. Get pumped.
Yeah. All I'll say is CES is real soon, and we're gonna drop the
All
mic.
I'll say is CES is real soon. It would be
Cool.
really funny if we just walked out there and we were like, ROG phone Superman edition, and then walked away. Like that was all we announced.
I mean, we did just make a Batman edition.
Yeah,
But
that's not a real thing, guys. I just made that up. It'd be cool though.
if it is, and we have like negotiations that you don't know about, you're gonna get in so much trouble.
I yeah, I just like made up a joke product and it turned out to be real. That'd be hilarious.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened before.
You never know.
So
Um,
some other news on the
along
tech side.
Yeah, so this isn't so much news, but I wanted to point this out. I'm going to pop this in the chat. We published an article this week. Actually, maybe you can pop it in the YouTube chat because I'm not on YouTube.
Sure.
We published an article recently, and that's nothing new. We publish a lot of articles, but Lane, who was supposed to be joining us today, but he has a bad case of mad cow disease today, so
Moo.
he couldn't join us. Just kidding, it's not mad cow, but he is sick. He wrote this crazy guide about how to set up and optimize your new ROG laptop. The idea being that like we have all these different guides on like tuning performance and like updating drivers and like doing all of this stuff Aura Sync. And he basically compiled all of the guides we've written into like one mega guide. So if you bought an RG laptop on Black Friday, or you're looking to get one as a gift for the holidays or something like that, or you're looking to get something when new ones are announced at a later date, bookmark this guide because this has everything you need from start to finish to make the absolute most of that laptop.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
a
really
lot
nice.
of good stuff in here. Yeah, and we're gonna try to keep this up to date too. So like as new things come out, features change. One of the things that I want to do on the site is make sure a lot of these buying guides and like how-to guides are kept up to date, so they don't kind of, you don't have to look at the date and be like, oh, that was published in 2020. Is that still relevant? Like we don't want to do that. So this is really, really sweet. And we get a lot of questions about this in the Discord. People will be like, I just got an ROG laptop. What should I do with it? And I'm like, you mean besides play games? Here, now we have an article to send everyone.
Was this really
is
the
your one-stop shop.
37th episode of Pulse? This feels like it was forever ago. I don't even
Yeah,
know
I think
what
it's
number.
time for us to do a new one.
Yeah.
Jake and I have been talking about doing a big Aura creator stream
Yeah.
where we both just go through because we have very different lighting on our PCs, and it would be cool to go through the whole process because there's some stuff in Aura Creator that like took me a little bit of time to figure out. I'd love to do like a guide and kind of document all the different cool stuff you can do with it because it is actually quite powerful.
I'm pretty sure this was before I was even in my office, like my new office. Like this was
It was long before I came here. But
Yeah. Cool. Nice stuff.
Yeah,
Lane.
so check that out,
Hope
guys.
he feels better soon.
Yeah, feel
Mad
better.
cow
man.
disease is no joke.
All right.
Sticking
The next piece of news.
Yeah, sticking to the tech side, there is a Intel Arc update with they're claiming up to an 80% performance increase in DirectX 9 games.
Yeah, and this was kind of like one of the things with Arc was that it was performing really well in a lot of newer titles, but some of those older DirectX 9 stuff, Intel doesn't have the history of developing all of these drivers for
Hmm.
these older APIs like NVIDIA and AMD do, and they've been working really hard to um, kind of bring that up to par. And this is pretty big news because I know a lot of people have been kind of like watching Intel Arc with great interest. I don't have anything to announce in terms of ROG and Intel Arc, but we're also watching it with great interest. So I thought
I
I
th-
would just pop that in there.
it's so new, where it's gonna take time for them to like really get their legs under them with obviously competing against
Yeah.
someone like Nvidia and AMD who've been doing
But
this for
this
so
is
long.
pretty huge for this early in the game. I'm
I
happy to
mean,
see this.
they've definitely got a strong start in everyone's interest, and I think that's the correct stance: is just keep watching, see what happens.
I
If
saw
you
something someone recently I was watching someone talk about this and a bunch of people were like, "But it can't perform." And someone said if anyone can catch up
it's
to where NVIDIA and AMD are, it's Intel. Like no one else would be able to catch up after the years of experience they have, but Intel could.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I honestly would love to be full Team Blue. Right, I'm an Intel fanboy. I just am. It's just I don't know why. Maybe it's because I like the color blue more than green and red.
I do like the
It
color
might be
blue.
that simple.
My
But
my AMD machine is colored blue. I'm
yeah, that's
just
true. That's true.
but yeah, so I think that was all the tech news.
Cool. All right, shifting over to the kind of in between into the media realm, we've got The Last of Us releasing their trailer for HBO's TV adaptation of the video game, and
I've not even watched the trailer.
yeah, I
Did you?
mean hashtag spoilers. I watched it, but I haven't played the games, so like
Oh,
I
you
want to.
haven't? I haven't either.
No. So I want
Why
to play
haven't you played the games?
Um, I need to play the remaster. Just it's come down to time in terms of like actually picking it up and playing it. But I mean, I didn't have a PS4. I got a PS5. I knew they were going to remaster it, so I waited, and I just
Yeah.
haven't picked it up yet. I actually think I did buy it. I just haven't like sat down to play it.
I think I owned it when I had a PS5 because it was part of like this PS Plus bundle, but I never got around to playing it. I kept thinking I was going to, and I gotta admit, I have recently realized why I have not played it. And it is the fact that I, a grown man of the age of 34, am afraid of apocalypses. I
Oh,
just can't.
really,
I can't bring myself to. Yep, Last of Us, Fallout, can't play them.
dude?
It's too real, man.
We
Like
are.
humanity could bring itself down to its knees any day, and it's too close to home. It's not science fiction enough.
I think that's like we always talk about how we never agree and we're like the polar opposites. Because apocalyptic stuff is my absolute favorite genre. I absolutely love apocalyptic settings where mankind is on their last leg, whether it be space apocalypse, stuff like Evangelion, where it's like, just super crazy and out there.
That's different though. That's way more sci-fi. That's
But
way more removed from reality.
but
Like the
like
whole time COVID was going on, I was like, please don't turn into a zombie apocalypse. Please don't turn into a zombie
I mean,
apocalypse.
one of my favorite films of all time is 28 Days Later because of how real that movie is. Like, so good. I hate
Nope.
28 Weeks Later. I do not like that film. It's too much of an action movie. 28 Days is quiet. It's the beauty of nature
Can't.
taking back its planet. Filthy
I
humans.
can't. Too close to home. I know it's like funny because I missed Last of Us and Fallout, which are like two of the greatest games of all time, and specifically two of the greatest single player narrative driven experiences of all time, which is like that's my genre. Like I'm just never going to experience like two of the greatest single player story driven franchises ever because I just can't bring myself to do it. I'm
Mm.
just a scaredy cat.
Oh, no, I'll definitely play it. It's just a matter of when
Tell me how it is. Lucky says yes, it would make me cry. Yeah, probably would.
I love cry. Nothing better than a good cry, right?
That's
That's how
sure.
you know the
but
story was good, right? If you care enough to cry, then
It's
you're
true.
invested and the story is good.
But it's just different. I'm crying for different reasons.
It's
Like
just-
God of War, I just finished God of War for the second time. That really tugged on my heartstrings. But I
hear-
didn't
I
feel
hear
like
Ragnarok is like mega tugs. Like
I don't know how I'm gonna avoid spoilers for the next
Like
year or two
tug-of-war
until this
tugs.
comes out PC. I can't. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. But I have, you know what?
That's
I avoided spoilers for the first God of War for like 4 or 5 years. So actually, it's been 5 years now. So like, yeah, 3 or 4 years. So I guess I can do it.
I don't know if we've talked enough about apocalypses to make Whitson lose sleep, but we'll work on it. Moving on with our news, a game that I'm actually like really excited for is Riot's new Project L, which is their fighting game that's been in development. So if you're not familiar with this story, Riot purchased a game studio who I want to say they were called like Thunder Punch or something along those lines years ago. Seth Killian was one of the heads of that studio. They bought it like many years ago because they were developing their own independent fighting game. It was some former Capcom staff, and whatnot, and they wanted to basically like make the next era of fighting games. Because you think about fighting games, we have a lot of sequels to Street Fighter, Tekken, BlazBlue, whatever game, but there's not a whole lot of unique IPs that come out. And like, when I think about recent years, the only like new strong IP that's dropped is Dragon Ball Fighter Z, or Dragon Ball Fighters. I'm not actually sure what the proper
I
pronunciation
think it's Fighter
is.
Z.
Yeah. So
But I'm just guessing.
in any case, Riot has this world that they've been building out of Runeterra, which all started with League of Legends, and they've been ramping up all this lore. They're making an MMO. They're making they have got Teamfight Tactics. They've obviously got the TV show, which has been exceptionally successful. And this is them taking those champions and translating them to a 2D fighter. But it really does feel like they've taken this art style and this world identity and these characters and also like just the idea of like a 2D fighter and pushed it just a little bit beyond to the next level. It's weird. I was the ultimate Riot hater for a long time just because I didn't like League of Legends, but this company has earned, like, to me, they're the new Blizzard. They are the only. I look at the old guard of PC gaming being like Valve, Blizzard, and then Riot was like the new one to join, and Riot is the only one still delivering AAA games no matter what. Their quality control is unrivaled at this point. I mean, we've seen everybody else dropping the ball. Valve has dropped what they had, Dota Underlords and their card game Artifact, both just abandoned those projects, and that's put a pretty, they never had that blemish on their portfolio before, but now they do. But Half-Life Alyx was a masterpiece. So like Valve is, but Riot has not made that slip up yet. Blizzard, we're not even going to talk about them because they've got
Valve has other stuff going on too, which is like,
well, most of Valve's revenue comes from just owning just Steam, right? The marketplace. They don't even need to make games to make money. They're set,
and they're spending a lot of time working on hardware and stuff like that too. They're driving the industry in a lot of ways.
But they still have talented game developers there. But oftentimes, I feel like their projects just never see the day of life because of I don't know what. Because obviously they're still maintaining CS:GO and Dota. But who? I mean, they have a great development team. If they made Alex is a masterpiece, right? So anyways, Riot has done nothing but impress me. I'm really pumped to see where Project L is gonna land. This is I don't actually really like traditional fighters. I like platform fighters, but it'll be fun and interesting to check it out. But that was my TED talk on the state of what I call the big three.
Well, you want a different type of fighting game? Have you seen this Elden Ring Coliseum update coming?
No, I actually haven't.
So there was like, this is actually a while ago, someone found like some code in Elden Ring related to like a Coliseum, and they're like, is this going to be a PvP DLC one day? Yep, it is. Free PvP update. I believe it's out now. Fight each other in a Coliseum style match. I was like, by the end of Elden Ring, I was like, I never want to see this game again. I was so frustrated by that final boss. But now It's been enough time that I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Like, I knew I was like, by the time the DLC came out, I'd be back. Yeah, the final boss killed me, dude. It took me like 2 or 3 days.
Damn.
Which is weird because every other boss in the game, like, I feel like I did okay because I had just been like grinding so long that like most of the other bosses were not that hard compared to the final boss. Like, I'd never spent more than 1 play session or 2 maybe trying to beat a boss, except that last one.
I had a really good time playing Elden Ring, but like since I've stepped away from it, the controls are going to feel so foreign to me, and the thought of picking it up again is like really daunting. It just sounds like a lot of work because it's not my
it might come back
different.
It's funny.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
kept trying to use Elden Ring controls while I was playing God of War, and it's
Oh
been months.
no.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
So you stole away the perfect segue that I had by
Sorry,
bringing up
buddy.
Elden Ring. I wanted to talk about
We
Diablo
skipped it.
4 because I know we were gonna go back the list. I don't look at our like little document as being like a finite list personally. But anyways,
Gotta be in this
um
order.
we also have Diablo 4 to talk about where this is, I was just kind of saying, well, I don't even want to talk about Blizzard. The track record hasn't been too good. This company has definitely received a lot of criticism, but mostly because of business model, microtransactions, loot boxes. People like to like trash that side of things, and they really haven't done anyone any favors when you consider them. You look at, like, this is another point to talk about Riot's fighting game. It's going to be free to play. I guarantee you. Like, I don't know that to be a
Oh
fact,
yeah,
but if I had to bet any money, it's going to be a free to
probably.
play game. It's releasing around the same time as the next Street Fighter game. It's gonna crush, in my opinion, these other fighting games. But now we're looking at Diablo 4. Again, I doubt this game will be free to play. Blizzard does not traditionally make anything free to play, not even a service based game like World of Warcraft. You're still buying the box game, then paying a monthly fee. So I think this game will cost money. The
Is it still that way? I
question,
thought World of Warcraft was free to play for a significant portion of it now.
I mean, it probably is for a new player, but if you're an active player,
Yeah.
you're still purchasing the game. You're still paying a monthly
Right.
fee, right? Like a lot of other companies, like Riot, don't do that at all. Purely free, like Valorant, never had a
Right.
box fee. Overwatch now
Overwatch
has
is free to
become
play now, though.
free to play. Wasn't intended to be free to play when they announced Overwatch 2. They were planning on selling a $60 box game. So that does show that Blizzard is evolving and changing in their business model, right? And Diablo 4, I again don't expect it to be free to play, but I'm very curious where the whoa, this is an ad. I'm like, what is happening? I was like, it was just playing and then ad. Great.
Got to get
And
YouTube Premium, bro.
I'm not logged into it on this session, but um this is in development content, not final. This video is on IGN's YouTube, so go watch their video if you want to see it. They played up to level 25 in early
Wow.
access, and they went on to basically state that, it's been a long time since I've played a game where I can't stop thinking about it when I'm not playing the game, right? And that's the praise they gave to this.
Those are the best games.
Dude, I can also say that about Diablo 4. I played it at the last BlizzCon in 2019, where they had access to two of the classes, and I played Druid. I kept getting in line. I think I played Druid like 5 sessions because it feels so good. It does not feel like Diablo 3. It does not feel like Diablo 2. It feels like Diablo perfected. It doesn't feel like Immortal. It's a little bit slower, but that makes it feel meatier. It makes every action feel a little bit more intentional. And I assume that as you get, perk points and level up, your movement speed and stuff will increase gradually, and that pace will speed up. So it'll kind of ease you into it. But we're gonna do a show about our favorite games of the year at the end of the year. But I'm going to give you an early preview that I'm also going to ask everyone to tell me that the game that they're most excited for in 2023.
Oh,
And this is, bar none, the game that I'm most excited for next year. I think this is Blizzard's shot at redemption in like claiming their title as being one of the best developers in the world, because, like, Dragonflight's good. It's not like they're bad. I don't know that they're the kings that they once were. And Diablo 4, I mean, again, Blizzard fanboy here,
could change it all.
could put them back on top in my eyes. So
I don't know what I'm most excited for next year.
it's weird because, like, there's games that were slated for this year that got pushed back, like Sons of the Forest. Again, indie title, but I'm really excited for that. But don't worry, you got a few weeks before that show to think about what games you're most excited for. I'm not putting you on the
Yeah,
spot.
that's true. Is Spider-Man 2 next year? I'm not
I
going to
don't
play
I
it.
don't know that I
Not
don't know
going to
that
be
we have a
PC
date.
next year,
I
though.
don't know that we have a date. Wolverine, Spider-Man, I have no idea when those games are coming out.
Yeah, I am pretty excited for Starfield. We'll see what happens. But as a long time, I played Skyrim like nothing but Skyrim for like 2 years, so I have to have some
Yeah.
faith that Starfield will be an interesting new take on the Bethesda formula. I'm also excited for Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
I gotta play the first one still, but
You should. It's very good. Um, but I really want the Knights of the Old Republic remake, and that's just like I feel like at this point is that even coming out? I don't know.
I
But I
didn't it
want it
change. It
so
changed
bad, so
studios.
bad. I know. So it's kind of like, yeah,
So
we'll see
you
what
that
happens. It could be many years.
when a game changes studios, I'd say you're adding on an average of 2 years to the development
Yeah.
cycle. Like
Yeah.
that's how big of a deal that is. So
know.
don't get your hopes because it's going to be on ice for a good portion of the
I
time. Right.
yeah. I don't think that's coming out for a while. I just want it so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never played the series, and I'm a huge Star Wars lore nerd. I'm about to finish Light of the Jedi, which is the High Republic era, the new canon that they've only released like in the last couple of years. So I'm almost
Ooh.
done reading that book, and it's definitely.
Have you watched Tales of the Jedi yet?
No, I haven't watched any of that. I haven't watched Andor.
either.
Like we've just I didn't want to like mix it while I was reading this book, and I've been kind of slowly chipping away at this
fair.
book. So gonna get my feet wet with that because I heard stuff about Andor maybe lining up with like with Ahsoka in terms of timelines and stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, that's some interesting. Like it makes sense.
I thought Ahsoka was a post Empire timeline show.
We don't know where the show's gonna land, but it probably would be. So I don't know. Just a random article I read, but
yeah. All right.
Cool. Let's dive into our meat of the day.
We forgot the last topic, Game Pass.
Oh my goodness.
We got some Game Pass stuff. So the first thing was that Chivalry 2 is having a free weekend this weekend.
Nice. If you haven't played
that was one of I really want to play it because I remember when I started here, that was the game you were streaming when I first started, and I was like, this looks cool. I had never heard of it before.
Oh, really? Okay.
And so I really want to try it, and so it's free this weekend actually, but it's also on Game Pass. So I was just gonna play it on Game Pass. But if you don't have Game Pass, you can play it for free all weekend long. I think it's free right now. It's Thursday, but the free weekend has already started. So that's available. New to Game Pass this week is The Walking Dead final season. Or sorry, not this week, this month. Eastward is coming to Game Pass. Hello Neighbor 2. And Metal Hellsinger was technically already on PC Game Pass, but it's coming to Xbox Game Pass. But I had to mention it because that game is too freaking fun. Like, I just had to have an excuse to mention that game. You guys, if you have not played this game, it's so fun. You're a rhythm game guy, Jake. Have you not played it yet?
I haven't. I don't have an affinity for metal personally. So
that's fair.
That has been one of the factors, and also too many games on my library already. I mostly play rhythm games I prefer like DDR. I like physical rhythm games personally.
Yeah, that's
I don't
fair.
play a lot of like finger rhythm games.
Generally, I have been more of a physical. I liked DDR back in the day. I liked Guitar Hero. I love Beat Saber.
Yes, same.
But this is like if I've said this before. It's like if Doom and DDR and like Bastion had this weird three-way baby together. Like that's what this game is. It's not purely rhythm. It's not purely shooter. It is very unique, and just so freaking fun.
There's a game called like Crypt of the Necrodancer. It's another one that's been on my list of games to play. Like because I think that
and there's a
really
Zelda
fun.
version of it too.
Oh my goodness, that's actually great.
There's like a Zelda version of Crypt of the Necrodancer that has like Zelda tunes and stuff in it. I think. I have not played either of them. I'm just aware of it. But yeah, I gotta say, now that we're at the end of the year, I'm sold on Game Pass like forever.
Dude, like it's the amount of value that it received in this year alone with we're talking about these acquisitions of like studios, and obviously Blizzard Activision is looking to be a big one.
And they're not even on Game Pass yet.
Even without that, the value is insane. But like looking forward to next year, I do expect to see Diablo 4. We were just talking about it. We were just talking about how it might have a $60 price tag. If it's just on Game Pass,
there's like half of your subscription price right there.
Yep, that's a $60 game.
And so here's the weird thing. I have an article coming out about this, but I'll say this here. As a guy who plays a lot of different games, and I usually buy them on sale years after they come out just because I'm cheap that way, I was not sure that the value proposition of Game Pass was going to make sense because I don't play a lot of titles on day one historically. Mm-hmm. But my Game Pass subscription paid for itself by the first half of the year. Like by the time June was over, I had already paid for my Game Pass subscription, even taking into account the lowest sale price for every game that I played.
Wow.
So it was just like I and then you take into account the second half of the year, I've literally like saved half of my money, and I can play games day one now if I want to, which is
Yeah.
great when we're playing stuff together. You got like Dark Tide, went Back for Blood came out,
Yeah.
Shredder's Revenge we played together, like all that stuff. When your friends are all playing it on day one, you don't have to go buy the game. You just like
Oh,
jump in and play. Like you talk about Sea of Thieves all the time too, right? Like you can just play it whenever you want with your buddies.
like if like seriously, if we're like even just talking about Game Pass and you guys are like, crap, I don't know what to get my brother or friend or cousin or
Dude.
whatever for Christmas, and you're worried about ideas, just buy him Game Pass subscription because you can't go wrong with it. It's such a ridiculous value play as a PC
Yep.
gamer or console gamer. And it's like honestly just it's a no-brainer nowadays. You get so much value. Man, I want to do like a whole podcast about Game Pass because I'm thinking about the Blizzard Activision acquisition and
could.
like what would happen to like Game Pass / BattleNet. Will it coexist?
I'm actually very curious about that too.
That's like there's a really like BattleNet is maybe the longest running brand
Online,
for
yeah.
online services in the world. I think it is.
Yeah, like goes back to my childhood.
Warcraft 2, like 1990s,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if anyone remembers this, but Blizzard.
If you ever
actually
thought the name
changed-
Battle.net was weird, now you know why it's called that, because it goes all the way back to
so
the 90s.
Blizzard went to change it. Or Activision went to change it a
Did
few
they?
years ago. They changed it to they officially
I
changed
kind of
it
remember this.
to the Blizzard launcher, and they changed the logo, and like people freaked
rebelled.
out. They were like, "What the hell is this? Give me BattleNet back!" And yeah, I don't know. I love it, but okay.
I the number of games that I discovered on Game Pass this year that I would have never otherwise discovered. I could talk about this all day, so I won't. But I'll just say this: go on Game Pass, go play The Forgotten City. Never heard of
Forgotten
it?
City.
Don't care. Go play it.
Oh, you
I
talked
beat it.
about
I
this
beat it
before.
in a day. I have talked about this before,
Yeah.
and I if we weren't like already late into the show, I would talk about it some more. But it was of all the games I played this year, Elden Ring probably the objectively the best game I played this year. But this is the game that I haven't been able to stop thinking about since I played it. I'm
No.
still thinking about it months later.
It's all
and
about
I already
Farming
want to replay
Simulator
it.
2022. Like
That
like,
I have not played yet, but I could. So this is the other thing. I just finished God of War. I'm going home for Christmas in a couple weeks. I don't want to like start something big. I just downloaded like a crap ton of games on Game Pass that I've never played, but like wanted to, like Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Never played it. Huge Dragon Ball fan. Let's try
So
it out.
you're a
Mortal
dad
Kombat
and
11.
you haven't, like-
played Mortal Kombat since Super Nintendo. Let's try it.
You haven't farmed some corn with your kids yet? Come on. Look at this. Look at that. Your kids would love this. Actually, you have no idea if your kids would love this, but I would love this.
My son might actually. He loves like tractors and stuff. So
You got to get on that. Let them drive that
isn't
tractor.
it leaving Game Pass on the 15th? What's leaving Game Pass? Is Farming Simulator leaving Game Pass on the 15th? You better play it now, guys.
Oh, no.
What's Jake gonna do?
I'm so sad if that's true.
Anyway, we're giving out Game Pass codes in like 2 minutes, apparently.
Yeah, well, where the timer's going to
Is
be
that,
alive.
I didn't see that the Forgotten City was leaving.
Oh,
It better not
Thank
be.
God.
I want to play it again. I'll buy it. I don't care. It's worth, guys, it's worth the price. It's incredible. It says, this article says it's leaving. Did it already leave? And I missed it? I feel bad mentioning it now, if so.
you better feel bad.
Yeah. Maybe it left. Well, go buy it. I don't know what to tell you. I played it on Game Pass. Had barely even heard of it.
Left in
Blew
October.
my mind. Man, that sucks.
Don't worry. You still got Farming Simulator. You got Madden.
You still got Farming Simulator.
You got FIFA, Rainbow Six Siege, Battlefield, all the Lego games, like this Lego Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
The Lego games are like legit really good. Don't sleep on them.
That's what I hear. Tetris
Forza
Effect
games. Yeah.
is on
dude,
game. Tetris Effect is amazing. And yes, Forza Horizon 5 is the game that I keep coming back to in between all of my other games.
Yeah.
Doom and Doom Eternal, two of my other all-time favorites.
Dark Time just came out. A bunch of great indie games like Vampire
Ooh.
Survivors on there.
Is Hellblade still there?
Dude, now I'm just sad. I'm looking at this list and I see Anthem. Anthem was like the game I was the most excited
remember
for of
Anthem.
like a generation. And I played so much of it. I wanted for it to be a good game, but
Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice is still on Game Pass. That was another one that I just played out of nowhere and was incredible. And Guardians of the Galaxy is still on Game Pass. That was a really fun game I played this year too.
So Arano's saying everyone blame Jake for Anthem. This is a thing. Anyone that's been following my stream for a long time knows that when I hype the hell out of a game, it is cursed. It will not succeed. When I'm like, this is the game that's gonna be the best. Those let's list a couple of them. We got
Go through the list.
Anthem, Artifact. What else? Those are the two big ones. Anthem and Artifact. Where we're just like,
This like my dad with shows like sci-fi shows on TV. Every sci-fi show he gets into gets canceled after like one season. And I'm like, if you could just stop watching shows, that would be great for everyone.
Heroes of the Storm. I mean, sure.
Heroes,
I mean,
too soon. Too soon.
if people still
What was
like
the
that game.
one? What was the one that never really took off but had a lot of hype that I really wanted to be good? It was that 4-player game where one person was a monster and the other 3 people were trying to defeat the big monster.
I didn't curse that.
You didn't curse that one?
I know what you're
Someone
talking
cursed
about.
it.
Why can I not think of what it's called? Someone's gonna know it in chat. That
So,
game
yeah.
was. It was made by the people who made Left 4 Dead. Evolve.
Yeah. Evolve. Thank you.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that looked so cool. I don't think I ever ended up playing it.
I played it at PAX when they first debuted it, and I was like, and like the land setting was super fun, but we
got Dark
like,
Tide now. It's okay.
Yeah, it seems like it might have been like before its time. I think with like a
It might have been.
Twitch integration like streamer game, I feel like it would have like actually been if they did
yeah.
it well, I think it actually could have been like really, really good.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, because I think the concept is quite cool. But
Yeah, I think so too. And like, yeah, having a streamer on one end and be like, okay, picking 3 people to come try and fight me, like see if you can beat me. That's a great idea.
yeah. We can do a giveaway since the timer did end. We'll do a giveaway now, and then we'll do a
Yeah.
giveaway
Before we go into
after.
our main topic.
I thought we were gonna I was gonna
Have a
power
really
through
short
the
show
show and
today?
do a short show because my stomach was killing me, but it's feeling a little bit better. So
Sorry,
I
dude.
took some. No, I'm feeling a little bit better. The Tums doing their job.
I always say that too. Like, guys, I'll message Jake and I'll be like, Jake, I'm having a really bad day. You're gonna have to carry the show today. And then as soon as I'm like on camera and I'm getting all like hyped up about this stuff, I just like can't stop talking. That's how it always goes.
It's the good life.
Yeah.
All right, you guys can start typing !play while I make sure
We are giving away 1 month Xbox Game Pass keys. These are for new users only. If you are already a user, you can
Yeah. So
remove yourself from the competition and just let us know.
We'll ask when
Or
we're
give it
about-
to a friend.
Yeah. Because this is a 1 month, basically it's the 1 month trial.
Yeah.
To start an account. But like we were just saying, Christmas gift, give it to a friend.
Yeah. This is like the best stocking stuffer for a gamer.
That's true.
Like get them a new controller or a new piece of hardware or something, but then stick this in it and say, hey, here's and like look, even if they only play it for that 1 month, how many games can you play in a month for free?
Dude, especially you got holiday break and you're like looking to kill time. If you live in the Arctic wastelands like me, where it's like, what am I gonna do?
I'm traveling to the Arctic wastelands.
Yeah.
I gotta have something on the docket. I'll bring my G14 with me.
That's the way to do it. Grind those video games.
Apple knees, you can still play marbles. If you don't have if you already have a membership, it's okay. We still are having fun playing.
Yeah,
marbles.
you can enter and we'll just confirm whether you want the
if
key
you
or not.
yeah, if you win and if you don't want it, just say give it to the second place.
Yeah.
Good to see we got a lot of Game Pass subscribers though. People know when you know you know.
I mean, it's just the most valuable option.
I really love every like few months when I'm done with a game and I don't really know what to play next, just like downloading a bunch of crap that I only want to play for like an hour just to see what it's like. You know, like I'm just gonna like breeze through a bunch of games just to try them out. I don't want to like devote 100 hours to Dragon Ball Fighter Z or whatever or Mortal Kombat 11, but I want to see what they're all about.
Here we go. Oh man, I'm off my game today, guys. I forgot to yell and announce that everyone on YouTube, you have to enter through Twitch chat. So apologies if there was anyone. I wasn't looking at chat. I was setting it up.
Jake has alienated all of YouTube.
I did. But we're gonna do another giveaway at the end. So if you are watching on YouTube, then make sure that you join over on Twitch because Marbles
last
only
place or
works
first
with
place,
Twitch.
Jake?
This is just gonna be first. Yeah, I didn't announce it yet, so I feel
Lucky
bad.
says 100 hours in Power Wash Simulator. All right,
What?
challenge accepted.
What? Is that what she has? Those
No,
are
she's
rookie
just,
numbers.
She's just saying that that's what I should spend. I should spend my 100 hours
What
of
is
gaming
this?
on.
So
Power Wash
dark. What is?
Simulator.
Are you a boulder? Is everyone a boulder? What are these giant
These
marbles?
are not marbles.
What is happening? They're huge.
Maybe. Hold on. Maybe the course is actually just really small.
Oh, maybe. No, these marbles are big.
Think about it.
These
Actually, no. The marbles are big because you can tell because the usernames are the same size.
Yeah. It's who made
Does
this
this
map?
take
I've
place
never
in the Snyderverse?
never
There's
seen.
too much rainbow for it to be in the Snyderverse.
Oh, Pandorian.
Well, that was a quick map.
Yeah, easy peasy.
This is
Pandorian.
good because we're
you want
50 minutes into the show and we haven't started the main topic yet.
Oops. Welcome to ROG Rambles.
It's been a while since I feel like we had so many shows recently that had to be really tight because we were doing like overclocking guides and PC builds and all this stuff. But today
and
we're
trying
just
to
talking.
like
We're just,
yeah, then we're translating some of the shows like into like edited versions of the show.
yeah,
So yeah.
it's been a while since we just like hung out.
Ooh,
We're
why
gonna
are
have
you
more
so
hangouts
shy?
next
You
year,
looking
guys.
good, dude.
That's a sick marble.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Oh. Good alternate title, ROG Rambles. Next year, we'll have some more ROG Rambles. We're gonna be doing some Q&As next year. We'll be doing some hangouts.
Look, he's gonna do some
We
cooking
should-
streams.
Yeah, Lucky, come on. We should do we should do another like Fall Guys stream where we play with the chat.
Yeah. Well, we should do. Maybe I'll do that before the year ends.
We can do that before the year ends.
I wanted to do.
Lucky says what? Yep, Lucky, we said it on stream, so now you have to do it. Cooking stream. And we're gonna give you like challenges. It's gonna be like you have to make a vegan, gluten-free pizza.
We're gonna mail you like boxes that you're not allowed to open, and then we're gonna like open the secret ingredient and like make this work in your dish.
Is that like Iron Chef? Yeah.
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 You're ready for it.
Is it okay?
These guys are stuck. They're too thick
Oh,
to
they're
get
just
through.
not going anywhere.
Yeah, they fat.
Well, we're not doing first and last, so
The holes just ain't gonna work.
who won? Pandorian Gray. Confirm that you're here in chat, if you didn't already,
Yeah,
and tell us. Oh,
I haven't been looking
no,
at it yet.
he's here. Yes, you want Pandorian Gray. You want your Xbox Game Pass key? Do you already have Xbox Game Pass? Do you want to give it to a friend? Pizza build. Yes, please. All right.
Pizza Bill.
Cool. You know, just like meth, the first hit's always free. You're going to be hooked on Game Pass now. Sorry.
Nice. All right, Pandorian Gray.
Does PC Game have achievements like Steam, GOG, and Epic?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
All right. I'm not gonna put a new timer up. Well, I'll put like a general like 15.
By the way,
timer
this
up.
is also these are Game Pass Ultimate keys, not PC Game Pass. So that means you also get access to game streaming, like to your phone and stuff, which is really really cool. You also get EA Play access and things like that too. So yeah, it's pretty sweet.
So, our main topic of the day is actually just going to be talking about what we think were our best and or our favorite products of the year. And chat,
You were gonna say best and worst, and I was
No.
like, we can't say that.
no, we can't. I just was rephrasing it to maybe not best because that is a subjective, thing laptops. Your best and my best are two very different things.
Two very
right?
different things.
Every
But
user
my
is-
worst is the T-shirt that I ordered in the wrong size.
Terrible. Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of these XL shirts, I look like I'm swimming in it, right? But if I get the large size and
Completely my fault, but still the worst.
depends.
Depends on how you look at it. All right, Jake, you start.
We're just gonna open.
I split this up into categories. So instead of us each just sharing one product, I thought we could
Okay.
each share our favorite laptop, our favorite product from the desktop
Yeah.
DIY side or accessories, and then mobile. Because we had a lot of phones this year.
It's true.
So,
all right.
laptops,
We're gonna start
go.
laptops. Yeah, Z13, easy for me, right? This
Wow.
is just you can do anything with it really because it's got enough power to play Elden Ring in 720p just as it is, right? Like Elden Ring was not an easy game to run when it first dropped, and I was able to lay in bed, plug a USB dongle in there for my Xbox controller. I don't even need it. You can use the Bluetooth on it. Just use my Xbox controller wirelessly and lay in bed and play Elden Ring when I was on the grind. I just wanted to farm runes, and my wife absolutely hated it because I wouldn't unplug from that game because I was like, I just need to farm runes. And that's right around the time I got the Z13. Did not think a 13-inch tablet would be able to run Elden Ring, but it could, which means it could run anything at the time. And
Yep.
you know, it's really just such a nice device for whatever you want to do. I've traveled with it. I use it just as a touch screen to play touch games like Hearthstone.
You can hook it up to your TV.
You can plug the XG Mobile in, and then suddenly it's a beast, right?
Yeah.
So super impressed with it. I'm really glad that we kind of decided to go all in on the tablet identity. Because the you know, we had the X13 last year, which was like, you know, it was a touchscreen, and it's great. I know you're a big fan of the X13.
Love the X13.
But yeah, I'm gonna pick in the laptop category Z13. How about you?
That's a good choice. You know, I actually did the same thing with Elden Ring, but now with the Z13, I was on my ROG phone and streaming from my PC, farming runes all day. Just
nice.
Yeah, same reason. So I kind of cheated. I kind of have two.
Okay.
The obvious easy one is the G14.
Well, you're a big fan.
The new yes, the G14 has like always been. Let's see if I can get the Enemy Matrix to turn on. G14 is my favorite laptop of all time. Easy peasy. There it is. Oh yeah, check that out. Here's what's interesting about it though. I wanted the silver one or the gray one, and they didn't have it for me this year. They sent me the white one, and it turns out I like the white one better. It's so friggin' clean, dude. I love this machine, and I love the way it looks in white. This year, hold on, I gotta minimize all my windows with sensitive information here before I show you. The redesign this year is a little different. Different, like kind of space bar, bigger touchpad, all this kind of stuff. This is all white now instead of silver, so it matches the lid. It's got the Orgola tinge. It's really just got everything. It's got a super powerful AMD Radeon GPU in it too. So it's just like a big upgrade all around over last year's. But that 14-inch form factor just keeps me coming back. I took it on vacation with me. I was playing Elden Ring on it. I feel like I can take it anywhere in the house. It's like big enough to use just like sitting on the couch, but small enough that I can still easily stuff it in my bag and open it on a plane, which, you know, with some planes is not a given these days. That said, my other favorite thing that we released on the laptop side isn't actually a laptop at all, but it is the Nebula and Nebula HDR displays.
Wait.
And so the G14 has a Nebula display, and I will never buy a laptop that doesn't have a Nebula display ever again.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm a display guy. I love like poring over display specs and stuff like that. And I can say like, okay, here's the resolution, here's the size, so that's the PPI. What's the color space? You know, what's the refresh? You don't need to do any of that anymore. You just, if it has a Nebula display, you know the display is going to be really good and probably better than most other laptop displays. Okay, so that's what. But the Nebula HDR display in particular is my favorite thing that we released this year. It is incredible. This is the mini LED one that has full HDR support.
You hadn't seen it yet before we went to Taiwan.
This was one of the first things I wanted to see when we got our laptop samples, and it just never came my way. Yeah. I had to wait until we went to Taiwan, and Jake was there. I took it into a pitch black room to start testing it. Yeah. I was like watching demo content because, man, OLED displays are obviously amazing, but I've always been a big fan of mini LED because of the high peak brightness that you can get from it, the extra detail you can get out of an HDR image, and the downside with LED displays, like my TV back here, is that you can get some blooming around some of those highlights.
Yes. My
TV only has like 20-some zones. Okay, well, the Nebula HDR display, because it's mini LED, has like way more zones. I believe it's 512 zones. I need to go back and look at this.
It's insane. It's like, I just want to like say one thing. If you're not, you know, Whitson mentioned he like went to a dark room. That's not to say that you need to go to a dark room to notice the difference, because like it is the first time when I turned on, I think it was the X16, which has a Nebula display. It is the first time I turned on a display and I said, "Whoa!" Like,
holy crap!
Like the quality, the vibrance was. In the peak brightness was just so different than even just my main panels that I use like you know, for work every day. I was just like, Holy hell. It really does look that good.
I have to clarify why I went into a dark room. It was just so that I could have some secret alone time with the laptop in a dark. No. So the reason that I say that is because, again, like, I'm a display nerd. When I looked at it in the office, it looked incredible. HDR displays in general, like you were saying, yeah, that peak brightness, that wide color gamut looks amazing. The reason I took it into a dark room is because I was trying to find blooming and I couldn't. So when you're in a brightly lit room, that blooming isn't going to show up because the
Yeah.
way your eyes to adjust to the light, you're just not going to see it. But I was trying
You were
to,
running it through the
like,
ringer.
I was wanted to run it through the ringer, and to do that with a display that has local dimming, you got to go into like a pitch black room, turn it on, and then that blooming will become more apparent. But on this display, it still wasn't,
Yeah.
because it does have 512 zones, and those zones are so small. On that six, so right this year, it's 16-inch display available on the Duo 16 and the Flow X16. And man, so we worked with AUO. This was based on their AMOLED technology. We've got a 5400 hertz polling rate, and the Nebula HDR engine that we developed that goes through all of these. Let's see, it processes 250 images per second to uh, make sure that the backlight is not raised in spots that it shouldn't be, and that to make sure that it's the correct brightness in any given area
That's
to
crazy.
minimize that blooming to such a degree that even in a pitch black room, I was like, this looks incredible. And I basically find no faults with this display. So that is my favorite product that we have released this year. And it's 165 hertz, QHD 165 hertz.
Yeah.
What more could you possibly ask for in a laptop panel?
Is Nebula coming to desktop? I would
S-
imagine that it
so
would, but
yes and no. Well, you've already used our mini LED
oh,
desktop panel.
that's
So
true.
the Nebula
It's
name, like the Nebula branding, is right now laptop only.
yeah.
Right now we're not using that branding for our desktop monitors. That's like kind of a discussion that the two arms of the company are having, but we do have basically that technology, that mini LED technology with super wide color gamut, super high peak brightness, is already available in the
Like the
was it the
PG-32 UQ.
PG32
UQ. Yeah.
PG32
Don't
UQX
remind me. Don't remind me of that monitor because
is the desktop monitor you want to look at.
I've had to delete it from my memory because of how much better it was in every other panel I've ever used. I had the PG-32 UQX, which is like a $3,000 display, and like they were like yelling at me
Actually,
like,
it's
"You need."
2400 right now.
Oh man, that's tempting. It's like
Yeah.
and you say that's a crazy price, but it's worth
No, that's
every
actually,
penny.
yeah.
Because like I always happily comply. Like my samples due back. I don't keep all this hardware. It goes back to the office. And I was like, I don't want to let this one go. And I was hoping that like, no, you can keep it if I held it on long enough. But no, they're like, you need to send it back now. I'm like, okay. But yeah, it is that good of a panel. Which honestly, as we transition to desktop, I would probably have to say that is my favorite product of the year is the PG-32 UQX. I feel bad just naming a display though because of how premium that was, and I've become a really big fan, and I really don't want to change keyboards. I've become a huge fan of the Strix Flare 2 Animate. You have the Enemy Matrix display in the corner. You have hot swappable switches, which I've taken advantage of, and it doesn't have a lot of extra buttons. A lot of keyboards have like macro switches and extra buttons. I do like a full keyboard because I utilize a numpad, but I don't want a lot of extra stuff. This has very specific extra things. There's a toggle for changing songs, which I actively use in the top left corner. There's a scroll wheel for changing audio, which I do not use, but I think a lot of people would use, but I have an audio
Yep.
interface, so I do not use the scroll for audio. And then there's two switches that are programmable, but by default, one of them shuts off the Windows key. And for some reason, when I play certain games like Valorant, I'm fat fingered and I'll like hit the Windows key, but I have a toggle right on my keyboard to lock that Windows key or disable it. And I love that. And I think you can macro the other one. I don't even remember what the default one is because I'm not one to
Yeah,
use
you should be
macro
able to
buttons
macro those
normally.
in
But yeah, no, you definitely
Armor
can. But just being able, like the default of just turning Windows off as a gamer, that's a valuable thing. And I really think this keyboard is the keyboard for me.
Not to mention that it has hot swappable sockets. So if you get, so you can get it with our ROG NX switches, blue, brown, or red. I believe it comes in all. I believe it comes in all three. Don't
Yep.
quote me. Um, But then if you want to use some like crazy boutique switch like Holy Panda or Zelios or whatever, you can just pop those sockets out, put whatever switches you want in, put on the PBT keycaps or custom keycaps or whatever, and make
I
it
think these are
your own.
PBT by default.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I meant. So you can pop the PBT keycaps that come with it back on, or get your own.
Hmm.
PBT keycaps are amazing. I think they're incredible. I would just use the ones that came with it.
Hmm.
But yeah, the hot swappable switches is a really nice feature if you are a keyboard nerd like I am.
Yeah. Obviously, there's a lot of other devices to talk about. 4090 came out this year. The new AIO that I have, the Rio 3, is like gorgeous.
That thing is dope.
Right? It's got an anime matrix that you can customize, and the default animations look really cool.
The OLED monitor that you still haven't had a chance to use.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, that came out this
really
year
really
too.
hopeful. They said December. We'll see. But how about you?
It's too hard.
Mm,
I mean,
just too many.
feel like I have to cop out and just go 4090 because I'm
Yeah.
sitting here with it and it's friggin' incredible. It's so good and it's so quiet. Like, it has exceeded all of my expectations. And I know
Yeah.
that's like such an. I am a nerd of everything. Milky Ice says, "You're a nerd of everything." You say you're a display nerd, you're a keyboard nerd. Yes, I am. That's why I love this job, because like I get to play with literally everything. I'm also
You're
a
a
headphone
nerd.
So here we are. And speaking of headphones, a bunch of people in the chat have mentioned the Delta S wireless. I haven't had a chance to use it, but I have the wired version and it's incredible. So the Delta S wireless was a huge win this year for us, in my opinion. But I also feel like I have to call out. I played so much with Ryzen 7000 and X670E this year. The stuff we added to those X670E boards just makes the whole platform so compelling to me, with the new overclocking features, and
Mm-hmm.
you got DDR5 and PCIe 5, and we talked to some of the folks at AMD and got some insight into what's coming down the pipe in terms of X3D variants of the Ryzen 7000 series and the socket longevity that they're aiming for. That I have not upgraded to X670E yet, but that really excites me, as does Intel's 13th gen and Z790. Like,
Which I'm blown away by.
What a great year for DIY PC.
Yeah, seriously. Hard to contest with the great things that we have. Yeah, but just kind of in the phone category, this is the 6D. This is the newest phone. I think aesthetically, I'm really praying that we do more products like this. It's got like this, it's not black. Black is an accent. The main color is like a gunmetal gray, and then it has this like cyan blue button, and then a few accents like these triangles on the side, and then this vent that opens up on the bottom that allows you to literally vent out heat, which is super cool. Like no other phones have that. I mean, the RG phones are kind of in their own class. It doesn't really have a competitor.
They really are.
They super high refresh rate. I think this is 165 if I'm not mistaken.
I believe it is, yes.
And
not to mention like little
USB-C
stuff too, like a killer Wi-Fi chip.
Killer Wi-Fi chip. I mean, the air triggers.
Not literally an Intel killer, Nick, but like it's just a really, really good Wi-Fi chip.
I hate that we have to like.
I didn't think about that before I said it. But yeah,
I wouldn't have thought about it unless you said it, but like somebody would have. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Geez, the world we live in.
I know. No, it's just, I mean, RG phone, it just blew my mind when I got it this year. PCH MG is rating with a party of 20. Hi. Welcome. Thanks, guys.
Welcome. Well, we are kind of wrapping up here. It is waterproof.
Oh, I had to give a shout to my favorite phone, which was the Batman phone.
Oh, I couldn't go grab it. It's
it was
here.
so cool. It was so cool. I mean, all the ROG phones are excellent, but yeah. But the Batman phone was particularly awesome. Plus, because it came with a bat signal, you know.
I mean, yeah. As I like slap the other phone out of the way. Get out of the way! Batman phone's here. Like just the packaging. I'm not going to open it right now, but I'm in the process of boxing up all these goodies that need to leave my home. Batman phone being one of them.
I'm so sad for you.
On backwards. Yeah. But Yeah, pretty sweet, pretty sweet. A lot of great stuff, and some of these things are still on sale. Milky Ice even mentioned the G14 is like, I think he said it was like 11.25 at Best Buy right now.
Yeah, I was kind
Um,
of really surprised. I thought that was last year's G14 that was on sale, but this year's G14 is on sale for 1100. That's
I didn't
insane.
I didn't verify, but if that is true, that's really, really, really good price.
It's a really good price for this beast. And some people were saying, is it heavy? Like, no, it's a 14-inch laptop. It's quite lightweight, quite easy to carry around. That's one of the reasons I love it so much. Is because if I'm using I'm a desktop user, so if I'm using a laptop, it's not just sitting on my desk. I'm carrying it around everywhere, and so I want something lightweight and portable. Yeah, holy moly, it is 1,200 right now at
That's
Best Buy.
that's a
That's
hard
absolutely insane.
hard
And that
price to
comes
beat.
with 1 month of Game Pass. All of our laptops come with 1 month of Game Pass,
Big
which you can
value.
also now win. This is the 6900 HS version with the Nebula display. Get it. Get it.
Guys, we are giving away a 1 month trial to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. This is only for new users. It will not apply to your existing account, but it's still pretty sweet. It's a great stocking stuffer if you need something to give to a sibling or a friend or a cousin.
Or you can keep it for yourself.
If you want to make a second account. If you don't,
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
assuming
I
you
was
have
just
an
saying, if you
existing
don't
account.
already have an account, then you should keep it for yourself. Don't give it away.
Yeah, we'll do
YouTube, get over to Twitch.
Yeah, if you're
We
on
won't
YouTube,
fail you again. If you're on YouTube right now, come on
if
over
you're
to
on
the Twitch
YouTube, you
side.
gotta
That's
go
where
to
the giveaways
Twitch.
happen.
This will be to first and last place, so we'll give away 2 here.
Yeah.
Join up. Tomorrow, we were planning on playing Dark Tide, but Dan forgot he had a flight.
Dan is out of town. Lane has mad cow
Lane is
disease.
mad cow disease.
And I don't think you and I could take on the Hordes alone.
I mean, we could trio with Lucky,
Oh,
theoretically.
yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah.
So maybe we'll do that.
I forgot about Lucky. Sorry, Lucky. I love you.
The unintentional shade, just like, oh yeah, I forgot she existed.
We could also just play something else.
That's true.
Is there such thing as a 3-player game?
Yeah.
Or you and Lucky could just YOLO it.
We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna do something.
We could 2-player versus. Do anything. The world's our oyster. We could just play marbles all day.
My friends keep telling me to level a character in retail WoW, but I'm like, I don't know. I enjoyed the taste I got of it, but it's just like, I like classic WoW. I don't want to play both. It's too much. All right, we're going. GLHF. First and last place. Get a Xbox Game
But
Pass.
if you're not first, you are last.
Wow. So that means everyone wins? We're just going to make it rain? See ya.
If only. Oh, man. Man, you know what else was on Game Pass this year that's not anymore? That was like one of the best games I played ever. Hades.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, that was one of those games where I was like, I know everyone says this is amazing, but I'm like kind of afraid because I've never really played a roguelike. Not really sure what it's going to be like. But when it was on Game Pass, I was like, well, sure, fine. And ended up 10
it
out
took
of
you
10.
a while to finally play it. And once you did, you're like, oh my goodness, what have I been
I was
doing?
like, this is a 10 out of 10 game.
It is. Yeah, no, it's 11 out of 10. It perfected that type of game. I can't think of there's nothing wrong with it. There's not one single thing that's like a week or even half week. Like, it's just incredible.
They did a lot. I mean, it was in
Sarge.
early access, like beta, for a really long time. So they really did a lot of tuning with a pretty decently sized community. No Clip has a big documentary series on the making of Hades. It's really interesting to watch. No Clip is how I find out about everything. It's also how I found out about the Forgotten City.
I don't watch a lot of those YouTube channels. I should. Recently, I was
No
watching,
Clip is the one that's worth watching.
Well, there's another one that's like they do like they investigate the death of a game. I think it's called Death of a Game.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like the whole channel. It's like, why did this game die? Let's talk about it. Let's investigate. And they recently
That seems like something you would like.
Apocalypses and death of games. So they recently did one on Artifact, which I was it was Dota Underlords, which is the other game, which is like if do you know anything about Dota Underlords or
I
Dota Auto
actually
Chess?
don't.
Okay, so Dota Auto Chess is a mod that was created within Dota 2 that gained like a ton of traction. It was a Chinese mod that got really popular to the point where Valve ended up going ahead and making their own version of it. Then Teamfight Tactics was created. It created a whole new genre of games like Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Like, it basically gave birth to this whole thing. And Dota Underlords was technically the first AAA version of it to come out, and it's dead. There's 20 active players right now in Steam, probably.
Huh.
Right, like it totally died. But anyway, it's a really interesting take on, like, they compare them to Riot, they compare them to the guys that made Auto Chess, who now have their own full blown game called Auto Chess outside of Dota 2. And I mean, they launched a company with that game, so it's a good watch. Death of a game, great YouTube. You guys are gonna get roasted. Last place is gonna be determined by who gets down. Ritz 007 got devoured, and Ritz 1213. Congratulations, guys.
What if we played Chivalry tomorrow? It's the free weekend. It's on Game Pass.
We're doing it. We're playing Chivalry. We're playing Chivalry tomorrow.
Chivalry 2, guys. Come play with us. It's free for everyone right now.
Give it to
and
second
if you missed the weekend, it's on Game Pass. That's the Game Pass game I was going to play next.
Tanmay 007 100. Would you like the Xbox trial? Why am I first? At least my first marbles win in the season. Agatha! Yep. No, for the order. No, I like Agatha. All right, Tanmay 007 100. All you and Sarge, I assume you want it as well. Congrats, guys. Let me add it to the list.
Where's Lucky? Lucky, are you still in chat? Are we playing Chivalry tomorrow?
Yeah, she'll learn. She never played it. It's okay.
I've never played it. I have no idea. This could be a disaster. I have no idea.
All right.
But I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, I'll carry you.
Oh, you remember me now. Yeah, I remembered you because I needed someone on my team.
I like it.
Yep. I feel bad trash talking when she's only sort of here to defend herself, but
this is the best way to do it.
You can come tomorrow, Lucky, and defend yourself on stream. HR anyone?
That's gonna be fun. I haven't played in a while, but every once in a while they add like different modes, like a bar.
Oh, they added a bunch of holiday stuff. There's a bunch of like silly holiday stuff right now.
We're gonna have so much fun. It's gonna be a great time. That's the best time to play Chivalry. Like, this was Chivalry 1 was like our go-to finale for LAN parties. We'd all play a bunch of different games at LAN parties, and then there'd be like 16 guys in my house, all just like with their PCs, and we'd just like fire up Chivalry, and it would just, it would get ridiculous. There was definitely intoxication involved, but that's okay. Good times.
Cool. I'm glad I thought of that. Thanks, Game Pass, for helping me find games to play with my buddies.
And you guys will just get to watch my POV of me cheesing with a bow from afar, which is really hard. It's really hard to use
that's
a bow.
That's a really Jake move.
Oh yeah. It's super hard in that game, but that's just gonna be flinging arrows.
You'll see me in the distance dying repeatedly as I learn how to
probably to my arrows, even though he's on my team. Because friendly fire is absolutely a thing in Chivalry. But that sometimes
just as it was in the real Middle Ages.
No, they turned it off IRL. Guys, that's gonna do it for. Wow, this is a long show.
This is a long ass stream, dude.
Yeah. Good.
It's good to be back.
Good. Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for sharing us your favorite devices of the year. We will be talking about our favorite games in a couple weeks. Next week we may not have a Pulse. No.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm not sure what's happening next week.
Next
week
are...
we think we do have. I think we are open for Pulse next week. Because the other thing that we were going to do is not happening next week. So
right. Okay. Yeah, we've got some.
We don't know what Pulse is going to be. We'll make something up on the fly.
Yeah, I mean, if we do another like Game Pass Chivalry stream or something, who knows? We'll figure it out.
Yeah, can be anything. Yeah,
GG's
maybe it
everyone.
won't be Pulse at all. See you guys.
We'll see you next time.